Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so we have something what has all been mapped out, okay? It's all been mapped out. Everything was mapped out. So some sort of entry and exit, alright? An entry and an exit. We've got the full card in reverse, and then we have 6 of Wands in reverse. Then we have 2 of Swords and the happiness card. So it's all to do with trying to block some sort of happiness, okay? All to do with a lot of people getting involved with the 6 of Wands in reverse, some sort of hunting party. So organised gang stalking to try and block some sort of happiness, which is weird. So probably a set of narcissists, okay, sociopaths, psychopaths, all teaming together, alright. 9 of Swords in reverse. They wanted to play big man, alright. And they wanted somebody to look down upon, alright. They didn't want to get found guilty for what they'd done either. So they recruited a lot of people and offered them some sort of gifts, alright. They took some sort of gifts and they thought they could avoid judgment for what they was doing. So they took some sort of gifts. They thought they could avoid judgment, okay? They could have had some sort of money transferred into their account, all right? And what they wanted to create was some sort of confusion, all right? Yeah, they was definitely trying to create some sort of confusion, a diversion in somebody's life path and a distraction. So deliberately trying to divert masculine or feminine's destiny, okay? Corrupt judge, lawyer, police, solicitor is involved in this organised crime. Then we've got MK Ultra, mind control. So they want you to be confused about which way you go, because no matter where you go, alright, these cranks keep trying to block your happiness, okay? These cranks want to act like big man. That's where they recruit a lot of people. We've got pure evil family members are being exposed, alright, in some sort of illegal experiment in organised crime. They've got corrupt judges, lawyers, police, solicitors, attorneys, the lot in their pocket. So probably linking to Freemasons and Eastern Stars, okay? They're willing to end anybody not to be exposed. So they're all about covering up, alright? Anyone who has participated in this gang stalking, in this human hunting party to try and block some sort of happiness, because they're very arrogant, they're very egotistical, very evil, alright? They're not happy in their own worlds and they always want somebody to come on in and stick the boot in. Time is running out for them, alright? 6 of Cups, someone from family, someone from past, someone from childhood, secrets being revealed, and now they are feeling stressed. They're feeling stressed. They wanted their victim, family, okay, wanted their victim to feel stressed. They didn't want some sort of expansion, alright? There's a lot of breadcrumbing as well. A lot of breadcrumbing. They was trying to block some sort of expansion, some sort of growth. The 2 of Swords, blocking, any way, shape or form, alright? So in career, for in any single area, in love life, because they're all about control. Unblock me spells. So could have these family members, okay, someone from childhood, someone from past on block, and they want you to unblock them so they can gain more access inside of that energetic field, alright, because they have an obsession. So they're being energy harvesting, alright. They have, oh look, we've got dream magic. Dream magic. And they want you to unblock them because they now do not have access to your future. They don't. They've done too much. Them and their friends, okay? Corrupt judges, lawyers, solicitors, police, them and their friends, they are going to be exposed. They thought they was getting away with it. They always do. They always do. These family members, some are from childhood, some are from past, maybe even masculine or feminine's friends and their friends could be involved, okay? Trying to silence you and others, and this is why they want to come back and block these spells. Cloaking in someone else's energy, energy vampire. So they need to harvest this energy, alright? They literally want to wear masculine or feminine's like body. They want to crawl up inside that body and become that person. Because obviously they don't like who they are. They don't. Trying to block some sort of success, expansion in work, in love life, in any area, because of control freaks. So they've obviously done this, stealing something, lost all they have stolen. So if they've stolen any money, alright, and took control of some sort of money in an illegal way, they've had to pay that many people to get involved, okay, that they have no money left. They've been under investigation for years for multiple crimes against you. So, they've been under investigation. We've got a narcissist who's like, message me first spell. So they're obsessed with spell work, okay? They're obsessed with niggling in masculine or feminine's energy field. So could have them on block, and they're doing an unblock me spell because they need to get back in that energetic field, alright? So they can keep niggling, again, with the spell work. They have severe mental health issues, alright? And they wanted to give masculine or feminine, their victim, some sort of anxiety, insomnia, sleepless nights, you know, it's some sort of like fear tactics. They want you to be scared of them. But I think they're scared of looking at themselves in a mirror. We've got spell work was not working fast enough, so paid for a HIT on you. Alright, so they wanted to cover up what they'd stolen, alright? But they have many victims, alright? They will steal everything they can, alright? They will do a lot of spell work, perform rituals, get a lot of people involved. They'll recruit anybody, anyone with severe mental health issues who will do anything low vibrational for money. drugs, alcohol, alright? They're involved in selling indecent images and videos. So this is why they want to get back in, alright? They need access. Maybe you could have a new account or something, what they don't have access to. So they need that because they want to start downloading indecent images, if there is any. There could also be some sort of cameras, listening devices inside a property. And I want to get back into life to maybe retrieve some sort of cameras or something, and it could be something to do with the battery getting low, and the battery need changing, so they need to get back in because the battery on a camera is running low. We've got S-degrading rituals, and then they like to deflect, blaming someone else for their problems by painting themselves as a victim. So they're all like, I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. Someone's going to get fired for cover-ups. I'm the victim, I'm the victim. Rather constantly, this family, some are from childhood, some are from past, is constantly victimised. Something to do with indecent images and these degrading rituals, okay? And this organised stalking, spying, alright? This could hit worldwide news, alright? There's somebody aged 50 to 55 involved, alright? They end animals, okay, pets, for some sort of gains. We've got corrupt law paying for sex workers. So this is why corrupt laws got involved. Money under the table because they want to splash spend and have, you know, people hanging off their arms so they can act like big man, big woman. Alright, look at me. You know, I've got all these hanging off my arms. Aren't I egotistical? give me some clout. We've got a father involved, a cousin involved, copy of signature to claim assets and money. They are on the phone to prison pals talking about you. So they could have some friends in prison who are already locked up for similar crimes, like ending people, okay, RAPE, you know, stalking, bullying, in different ways, shapes or forms, outnumbering their victims, alright? So they're on the phone to them, probably talking about character assassination, malicious and unjustified harming of a person's good reputation. I mean, they really don't want someone to have any reputation at all with these degrading rituals and selling some sort of images, inappropriate images online without masculine or feminine say-so or knowledge of that, because they're weird. They do sick rituals on children, and they like to start smear campaigns to cover up that they are pulling money from accounts. So it's linking to money laundering, like racketeering, embezzlement, okay? And there's probably trying to scapegoat. So like, everyone you get in, alright, here's the entry and exit, you do this, you do that, and we're going to block this, block that, because we don't want to get found guilty for copying a signature to claim assets, money, and everything else what they've been doing, which is linking to ritualistic abuse. Then we've got sinister plots exposed. They want to know your every move. Use your ID to get like cars, loans and stuff like that. Change medical records because they have pals in all areas. Freemasons, Eastern Stars. We've got white collar crimes, security fraud, cybercrime, bribery, money laundering and embezzlement. So it is linking to money laundering and embezzlement. They've poisoned many people before, alright? Poison manipulation, venom manipulation, various toxins inflict negative effects upon target to cause total paralysis or even KILL someone outright. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence, okay? They've been filing false reports, alright, to get someone just rammed through the system, try and get them in hospital, just slamming and banging them about, okay, saying there's something wrong with them, get them on some sort of mental health tablets to cover up all this major criminal activity, what they don't want to go down for. So they've all been bearing false witness, okay, bearing false witness, false evidence, okay, because they've all been pulling money from accounts. We've got people aged 35 to 40, alright. They've been doing shut up spells, alright, and it's BLOOD money because a lot of people have been ended to cover up what they've been doing. A lot of people, alright, they harass their victims any way, shape or form by bullying them online, okay, switching from accounts to accounts to accounts, and they go, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, and we'll give you this much, alright, you do this, you do that, you do this, and we'll give you this much. But because they've had to pay that many people, money's dried up. Trying to stop you from testifying because they're all in bed with one another. Alright, linking to blue collar crimes, theft, DRUG charges, S charges and physical assault. So this is what they're all involved in, alright? And someone in this connection thought they would get away with what they've done because they think they're pretty. So they like to use their looks, alright, and think everyone's going to fall hook, line and sinker, alright, hook, line and sinker. But what would be the point? Because they're only going to do something like this to them anyway, because they always need a fresh new victim, and they've ruined many people's lives because they've got severe mental health issues, and after being with one of them, these people, even in a short-term relationship, you're going to be in a wheelchair, alright, you're going to be locked up in a mental hospital, and you're going to be locked up in prison because they like to rage bait and they like to play victim and make out like they're all innocent and think that if they pull the top down, get their eyelashes on, have a little giggle with corrupt law, go with that, and they do, all right, because they love Jezebels. They love Jezebels. They love Succubus, 1515. They love them. They love them. I mean, obviously, if corrupt law have been taking money under the table to spend on sex workers, they don't care about anybody else as long as they get their sexual gratification. They don't care about anything. They really don't. Having nightmares about your success. Because they're perverts, alright? They've been using word witchery. They've exposed their plans. They tried to do destiny swap and energy swap, alright? This is what this Two of Pentacles is about also. They've tried to do a destiny swap. They want this energy and they want to chug off their bad energy, their dirty, stinking, grubby energy, alright? And their karmic debts. So there's probably involved in some sort of setups. So the victim can take the fall, but there is linking to some sort of identity theft. Wanted to attack in dream state, and there's a lodge under investigation. They've been doing stop and block justice spells. Okay, so when they get locked up, they're going to be fighting over an apple getting stolen from them, even though they've stolen a large amount of money off other people, alright? When they get locked up, they're going to be kicking off over an apple, over some super noodles, alright? Out of people to cover the backs. Was told to destroy you, alright? They've been doing sex magic. They know their time is up. They know time is running out, okay? They can't keep up with it anymore because, well, they're running out of money. They're running out of money. And they're cracking on. They're cracking on now, and they really need to just grow the hell on up. Forged documents are being examined. They really need to grow up. I mean, 75 to 80-year-olds involved who just need to grow the hell on up. Very mentally immature, let me tell you this. Very mentally immature and very mentally retarded. Used ID, birth certificate, social security number to open up a bank account. So, yeah. With this cousin, or this father, their mother is involved, okay? Karmic friends, maybe their mother is involved. So friends are involved in racketeering, money laundering, drugs, okay? sex trafficking, gun trafficking, the lot. Because, well, they always thought there was well hard, alright? And, well, yeah, it's all been premeditated. All been premeditated. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, alright? Someone who masculine or feminine used to live with at some point with the Four of Wands. Look at that energy, okay? Want it transferring. A vamp. Trying to chug off that grubby, dirty, stinking karmic debt. Stealing identity, alright? And want someone else to take the fall. Always lying, alright? Always lying. Can never speak a word of the truth. Again, it's all premeditated. It is. It is all premeditated. Just wanting to take that energy, that essence, alright? And want that happiness for themselves. But they're not only lying to others, they're lying to themselves, okay? They're lying to themselves, and they know they are. They know they are. They know they're lying to themselves. They was drumming up a right crowd. They was drumming up a right crowd. Anyone who wants to get in, and a lot of people did get involved. Because, well, they're all a set of weirdos. 10 of Wands in reverse, just offload your karmic debt and we'll take a gift off them because we don't want them to be seen as a star. There's a lot of manipulation and a lot of black magic, okay? 8 of Swords, they could have done some sort of binding spells. And then more black magic. And then more trying to offload their dirty, stinking, grubby, karmic debt, okay? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, throat check magic. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Wanted to thoroughly remove someone else's financial stability from them so they could have it. Maybe wanted to take control of someone's independent business, okay, and overtake that, and then like shift the money around, obviously with his stolen identity. They're under judgment, okay. HIT man. Because they wanted to be seen as all powerful, you see. Alright? They wanted to be seen as all powerful. They want this like empire for themselves. They want this masculine or feminine's full wealth, the fruits of their labour. Everything. Their full wealth to be theirs. Because they're freaks, man. They're freaks. So there's obviously no love there. And the Two of Cups in reverse. And Justice in reverse. Obviously no love there. Alright? It was a false victory for them. A false victory for them. Because they use a lot of dark energy work to cover it up. They did. They did. They wanted to cause a lot of stress, but now they're stressed. Now they're stressed out, trying to cover up their tracks, paying people to switch up, lied on earth, and we got persecute, hostility, ill treatment. They need to feed a screaming entity. So they've obviously worked with that of a low vibrational frequency, and this entity is screaming at them because they need more energy. Alright, so they're probably dying. Probably dying. They wanted to quiet some sort of strength, okay? So watching like a hawk. Success, because they didn't want to see somebody else become successful. They've got empathy. They have no compassion. They have no empathy. They have no remorse. Friendship. And refreshment. So there was all partying and celebrating, alright? All linking on up. They wanted to be seen as a leader of this organised crime, alright? Drinks was flowing. Drinks was flowing, alright? Probably had some little nibbles out on table. Everyone were loving it. Everyone was loving it. Yeah, but there was all premeditating, bumping each other off in the process. Because what do you expect, darling? With the Six of Cups, if they're willing to do this to one of their own family members, what are they willing to do to somebody outside of the family? So they've been involved in a lot of this, like, criminal activity for decades and decades. They've got danger. They're very dangerous. They try to be discreet while they've been gang stalking, okay? There's been a lot of travelling around, shaking hands, making deals with a lot of people, alright? Passing money around, passing money around, passing money around, and raids. Passing money around, passing, and raided, and raided, and raided, and raided, and raided. They was persuading anyone. Come on, celebration, party. Create this upheaval with me. We'll have to be really vigilant, alright? And then to cover up, what we'll do is we'll ring corrupt medical staff and say, evaluation. We're going to have to call him a nutter. Tell him he needs to get booked in for a mental health evaluation. Yeah, that should work, shouldn't it? So it's like systematic abuse. It's this historical event, okay? And they've been working like this for decades. They've been working like this for decades. All through jealousy, all from spite, okay? All from jealousy, all from spite, all from robbing the life out of somebody. Embezzlement, money laundering, identity theft. And then, like, let's just ring, corrupt law, you know, get corrupt law involved, because obviously they're involved, corrupt medical staff, and we'll get the corrupt medical staff to poison them. How about that? And we'll bump them off, and we'll get this insurance job Why not? Why not? Because it's linking to an insurance job or an inheritance job. Trying to block some sort of transformation, and then they wanted it to be a mystery. You know, oh, we don't know what happened to them, but they do. Okay, they've done this a lot of times. Stolen mail diverted to their address. Went to salon with stolen money to get brows and lashes done. Feeling sorry for themselves after you left them. Shared bank account, alright. Too arrogant to say sorry. Shared bank account, and then people would just drawing money out because a lot of people had access to this bank account, and quite possibly they all just started taking the piss and was drawing money out, and then shifting money, and then all robbing the life out of each other as well, and then all trying to bump each other off as well because they all just want to come up off the back of doing this. They are under investigation for major crimes. Trying to do some sort of trauma bonding, so traumatising, alright. A shop owner or a shop assistant is involved. A corrupt judge is getting arrested. They celebrated too early. They did. But they always do that. Some of this connection's very incestuous. So it could be this father or cousin who's very incestuous and wants indecent images of their own child uploaded because that's what they get off on. They really do. People could be looking at you funny because you should have been ended by now, because they even paid a child to pass a GUN around. They took thousands of pounds. So that could have been in DRUG money. Someone's going to get arrested at work. DRUG money. Or off them thousands of pounds and some sort of clout. A pat on the back. Alright. Exposed a curving. Alright, we've got evil niece. Graveyard debt and rituals. Okay. And a builder who has ended someone before. So, anyone who's building something, alright, someone in this connection has helped build things before, and if they can rob the life out of them, bump the life out, like bump other people off and claim more like rights or more credits because they're very egotistical, any of their friends, any of their pals, alright, they will see if they're on the come up, they seem to be doing alright, they've got a bit of money coming on in, alright, they will get a lot of their other pals, alright, joined in and say, yeah, we're coming to help you out, and yada yada yada, bump them off, alright, so they're linking to a lot of endings, a lot of endings. We've got pub, bar, getting raided, paid for a reading, and the reader said you will be rich. So basically, this is why they want to get back in, because they've already took so much, alright? They've already took so much, and they want to get back in, because they're like, look, we've got forced power of attorney to take wealth, yeah? So then they're like, oh, some more wealth, it seems to be coming on in. I've just been for a reading, and I said, there's going to be rich, so I need to get back in there, alright? Act all nicey, and all dirty and father, and all this again, so I can wait until the next amount of money comes on in, and scoop that towards, and then we'll just bang them about again. They're possessed from the demons returning to them. They are corrupt lawyer, scam artist. Police failed to bring justice because, well, they're an absolute bloody failure. 15 to 20 years in prison. Jealous friends involved, and there's a child ender involved. So they've ended child or children before. Corrupt attorney, and we've got this. So they've ended child or children before, probably in some sort of assault, and buried the child or children somewhere, and someone out there's never, ever got justice for a child or a teenager going missing because it's linking to these sick fucks. Yeah, using children as a weapon. Then we've got corrupt lawyer getting arrested, linking to DRUGS trafficking. So using children as a weapon, and then once they've used child or children as a weapon, alright, because of forced power of attorney, they'll probably have an insurance job out on child or children, and when they see no use for the child or children anymore, they will then bump the child or children off, because they'll be like, well look, I've used you for all you're useful for in their eyes, now let me, it's out. So we've got, some of these people are going to get 6 to 10 years, alright, some of them are going to get 3 to 6 years, recruiting narcissists to work for them, because, well, a narcissist doesn't feel nothing at all, unless they stub their toe, and then they want everyone to get round to them and give them the coos. So we've got 10 to 15 years in prison, and tried to cover their own tracks, because they've done this many a times, and they don't want everything to get tracked or traced back to them, even though they've forced power of attorney over somebody, poisoned them, got involved in ritualistic abuse, okay, and passing GUNs around, and then selling DRUGS because they thought there was some sort of bloody mafia or some sort of bloody gangster, and they ended up getting raided. So probably going to get a restraining order out on some of these, or maybe someone in this connection, you could have had a restraining order out on them before. We've got recuperation and love. So these are some of the people who masculine or feminine used to love at some point, alright? Or these are some of the people who is supposed to love masculine or feminine, but they don't. They've just got a love for money, power, control, getting some sort of clout, alright? And they definitely ended a child or children before. Flight tickets. So swanning on off, okay? Flying round, didn't give a damn. As long as they're alright in their world, they don't give a damn, because, well, they're not all there in the head, and they never have been. But all these enemies are getting raided and losing everything. So all the DRUGS, do you know what I mean? Deliberately tormenting you for speaking out the truth. So like ring, 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 ring. They're speaking out about what we've been doing again. Alright, can we get the corrupt ambulance services and the corrupt law to bang the door through again and poison them in a hospital so we can keep robbing all of their work or robbing all their house again, please? Because we need some more DRUGS, alright? And we've got a lot of people who want to catch a flight abroad and go living a life of luxury. Invading your privacy, stalking, spying, plots, plans, schemes exposed, deliberately spreading STDs deliberately. So basically, they've all, obviously because they're all in bed with each other, they have several different STDs now. Osmodex, incubus, succubus. And they need to feed that, okay, because it's just screaming at them. Wants to be your handler, but can't even handle themselves. They can't even handle themselves and how much they fiddle with themselves in a day, alright? They can't even handle their own moods, alright? But they want to handle someone else, okay? They can't handle a bit of their own behaviour reflected back at them, alright? They can't handle themselves. They really can't. And they can't handle who they have become as a person. None of them. None of them. That's why they need this energy, this essence for themselves. And we've got bank accounts shut down. And there's a scapegoat. Oh my lord. So trying to scapegoat. So basically they could be grassing each other up, alright, trying to set each other up because it's all about setting each other up, and other people taking the fall, alright, and saying, well, they did this, they did that, they did this. Trying to spread incurable diseases deliberately and paying people to abuse. the victim. Because they're incestuous. Go on, you go in and RAPE them for me. Make sure you get it on these cameras. What, yeah. So I could bang it, you know, on a website. And look, we'll all just watch it. We'll all just watch it. Ugh. Fake court proceedings to create diversions and distractions. So probably wrongful arrest, alright. Sending, you know, fake court letters out saying you need to be at court at this time while they're robbing the life and premeditating and ending, okay, because it is systematic abuse. Heavy hearts, so many evil acts, deeds and unrepented sins. They don't like anyone with a brain. And we've got large group conspiring against you. We've got flashing Fangita, but what have you for immunity, alright? So they've just all been getting in bed with each other and protecting each other because, well, they have. And now they're all riddled with incurable STDs and trying to spread it back to their victim because they're retarded, alright? They're having sleepless nights from ancestors. So ancestors are attacking them because, well, they have been attacking the victim, alright, trying to do some sort of ritualistic abuse and then trying to traumatise their victim, give them some sort of sleepless nights, trying to block their happiness. Now ancestors are attacking them. They have BLOOD contracts with the DEVIL and they've now been broken. Law officials took bribes under the table because, well, 20 pence nowadays, and these full-blown adults are bought. 20 pence. 20 pence paid for gang stalking. An extra 20 pence, alright, just as long as they can put that 20 pence towards one of their SEX workers, an extra 20 pence, and they'll do out, I'm telling you. These are the type of people who'll do anything for a bag of DRUGS, alright, some clout, alright, some sort of recognition, anything, absolutely anything. So that's why they, this is why they've been getting away with it so long, because there's so many of these sick people walking the streets who should have been locked up a long time ago, but they have friends in like areas, so they get this illegal protection, and then they always want to chug off their dirty, stinking, grubby karmic debt, and then start bumping the pals off as well. Business off stolen money. So they've built a business off stolen money. Okay, so they could have literally took someone's financial stability, their business away from them, forced power of attorney, snatched everything, alright, and then they've been building like an empire off the back of robbery and theft. They've been doing an ending hex and it's backfired, and now the Grim Reaper's coming for them. Getting done for dangerous driving because, well, like I say, they want to become a handler, but they can't even handle themselves, and how they're rallying 38 on the road. So they want to become a handler, yet they can't even handle a car or a bike because they've got a lot of dangerous driving under the belt. So they can't even handle themselves. Curvin getting arrested. Cult member passing. Okay. Passing GUMs around and then linking to a killer gang. Police have been paid to stop because, well, they're obviously mentally retarded. And their criminal ring is crashing down. And they are always creating fake accounts because, well, they're fakes, they're frauds, alright? They can't be themselves. They can't even look at themselves in a bloody mirror, alright? They can't. A lot of these people can't look at themselves in a mirror. And obviously, some of these people, there's so much more dark energy work because they want to be seen as powerful. Capricorn, Vega or Taurus energy, Alright, they don't have to have this energy, but somebody just doesn't want to have to work to get their money. It's easy money, look, easy money. So that's what it was about, and it was just passing this money around. There you go, you have this, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that spell, you do this spell, you gang stock here, you gang stock there, alright, and we'll just do this around the clock, alright. Pulling strings, manipulating, because they want this destiny for themselves. Which is what they want. They're so depressed. They're depressed. They're depressed. They're very depressed because, well, it's all going back to them, alright? Two of Swords in reverse. Ancestors are seeing everything. Eight of Wands in reverse and Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's all going back to them. And this is why they're having nightmares, okay, about somebody else's success. Because, well, they're just toxic. And they've always been doing a lot of toxic things, okay? And they always want to pull everybody's strings because they have a lack in their own world, okay? And we've got Eight of Cups in reverse. They was very stagnated in their own world. So they thought, oh, yeah, I'll get involved in this. Of course I will, darling. Of course I will. Until it's all coming back to them. Page of Pentacles in reverse and Ten of Pentacles, alright, corruption. So they wanted to bring about a brutal ending, and it could be linking to child abuse because, well, they don't care about the child or children because of this lot. So they're willing to end child or children's life because they want what the child or children should be having, but they probably took child or children's identity as well, and money is running out, so then they want to get this so-called job done on the child or children because, well, they could be doing this to a child who's studying, okay, trying to bring some sort of depression, alright, because they have no love for the child either, so they want to bring chaos and trauma, okay. Ace of Cups in reverse because they have no love. Seven of Wands in reverse, they're a soulless being. And they could be doing this, okay, to an Earth Angel because they want an Earth Angel's destiny. So try to do some sort of binding spell, soul ties, to bind themselves to this destiny because they think that they should come up off the back of someone else. Mirror magic, okay. This is this stolen identity. So the soulless, stolen identity, mirror magic, using someone's identity online and manipulating anyone they can. Okay, we've got Two of Swords in reverse. We've got Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Someone from family, someone from past, alright, who's got a lot of heavy baggage, alright, who's nothing but bad news. Just wants to be seen as financially stable, but they're very mentally retarded, very manipulating, extremely manipulating, and wanted to end for some sort of prosperity. Could have walked away. Walked away, another Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Walked away, alright. Which was good news for masculine or feminine, walking away, but bad news for them. Bad news for them. Because they wanted access. So with the Three of Cups in reverse, they started a lot of malicious gossip because they wanted to feel strong. And we've got like a lamb there. Yeah, these wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay. A Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn and an Aries, secrets being revealed. Okay. They just wanted this world for themselves. Queen of Wands in reverse, Jezebel type of energy, and dark witchy. Aries could be an Aries playing games. And they wanted to sacrifice someone innocent or sacrifice a child or children because they wanted what the child or children was supposed to be getting because they've just splashed it on partying. They have Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, just splashed it on splash spending. Splash spending. Two of Pentacles in reverse, dangerous and low vibrational, very dangerous and low vibrational. very. Loves to play games, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, loves it, loves it. Think they're a player, wants people hanging off their arm, everyone roaming round, doing things for them, alright? Everyone had their own jobs, and then there was just slamming each other, giving warts, herpes, alright, to anyone. And I was just trying to bring out some sort of stress. I mean, this 10 of Wands and this 8 of Wands in reverse could be this online cyber stalking and cyber bullying. 6 of Cups, someone from family, someone from past, okay, who just wants to rage bits. Like, yeah, because I just think they're great. We've got Justice. He's going to be served. 5 of Cups, they're going to lose absolutely everything. They're going to lose absolutely everything. They're going to lose absolutely everything. They tried to cover their tracks, but again, some of them are going to be 10 to 15 years in prison. Narcissists, alright, using child or children as a weapon. It's going to be some sort of a police chase, alright. Want to scapegoat somebody. Wanted you to pay their karmic debts for them. But again, it is linking to some sort of ritualistic abuse, alright. Went to a Babylon, okay, to bring some sort of disease. An evil brother went to a Babylon, wanted to bring some sort of disease, okay. Wanted their narcissism and the dirty, stinking, grubby karmic debt passed on to one of their own siblings so they can roam around in this energy. So it's like energy harvesting, and they can have that, alright. And there's been lots of 46, lots of partying, celebrating and spending it on sex workers. Bar with stolen money. So wanting to have their own bar so they can go, oh look, and then willing to end child or children, okay. Could be even following, well, they wanted to take control of child or children, wanted to keep it a secret, okay. That this runs deep, this game playing, it runs deep, it runs deep, it runs deep. This corruption and this game playing runs deep. 2 of Pentacles in reverse, they're dangerously low vibrational, alright. They're literally after this masculine or feminine's full world because they're mentally weak, alright. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, mentally weak. Like, this could be this brother, an Aries or a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, mentally weak, trying to study their victim and find their weakness, alright? But this evil brother is depressed, okay? Very depressed, very depressed, very depressed. So, was organising this online, okay, online stalking, wanted to flip their own siblings' world upside down and thought it was funny. They thought that they could just straight up copy and paste someone else's ranking. They thought that they could, with Temperance here, the Wheel, Justice, 5 of Cups and the Hierophant, they thought that they could come up against the Most High. Because they are very mentally retarded, thinking they could come up against the Most High. It was a bad investment. Because they're all going to get found guilty. 8 of Swords, they're going to end up in prison. 6 of Wands in reverse, it was a false victory. They're going to have to pay some sort of compensation. I don't know. They're going to have to sell. We've got evil brother. They're going to have to sell everything. Okay? They're going to have to pay everything back. They was paying to have their own sibling stalked. Always creating fake accounts to watch from, alright? Always creating fake accounts, and any of their sex workers who they was paying, they was like, oh, go watch them for me, report back. You start an argument with them and they're thinking there's something, but when the money runs out, what are they then? What are they? When the money runs out, because it's all coming to light surrounding them and their pals teaming up together, their friends who are mentally weak, alright, who thought that they could take someone else's wealth for themselves and then play games and study how to play nothing but mind games, alright, maybe with an ex, or because they never loved this person and they always wanted to take their studies, okay, their work for themselves, so probably plagiarism. And they was laughing about it, but they won't be laughing, okay, because the most I've seen them when they lose everything. They're not, are they? They're not going to be laughing when they lose everything. Here's ones in reverse, something to do with a limp noodle, alright, passionless in their own world, have a shit mother, alright, have a shit mother. Secret justice, secretly someone is bringing justice. Yeah, there's something to do with justice. A Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, who was involved, alright, who's mentally weak, and they're going to lose everything, and they're going to say they're depressed, they're secretly depressed, they're going to lose everything, they're passionless in their own life, alright. Two of Swords in reverse, we're seeing through that, they're depressed, they don't have this spiritual protection. Overwhelming amount of anxiety and sleepless nights surrounding somebody else's destiny. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Because they tried to sacrifice for some sort of financial stability with some crank who they thought they had a love connection with, but there was nothing there, darling. There was nothing there. They was just being used. They was just being used to bring chaos. But they wanted to keep that a secret. They'll use anybody. So basically, there was all using each other. All using each other. All spreading STDs. Alright, all using each other. Well, obviously, you know, for what they're to get, and then they're all willing to bump each other off, and their child or children paid for a holiday with stolen money, buying jewellery with stolen money, they bought a car and then it crashed. It crashed. Sold a stolen home, okay, and paid for this poison manipulation, venom manipulation. You left, so they vowed to destroy. Which is weird, isn't it? Just because you want to walk away from like a toxic ex, toxic friend, toxic family dynamic, they want to destroy your family because they're mentally retarded, and they get a lot of people involved in doing that, okay? Because for some strange reason, everyone's like, oh yeah, I'll get involved, or you won't get off your ex, or you can't leave one of your own family members alone, you want to steal everything from your own family member, I'll help you, alright, I'll help you, come on then, why not? As long as I get a couple of quid, a bit of DR, UG money, alright, and money for some sort of SEX work, I'll help you take full control in this power of attorney. Corrupt law, who received a gift, okay, and even corrupt law, we've got Death Scorpio, alright, and something to do with this attorney, who is just ruthless. So this could be hitting the news. It's just ruthless. It's just absolutely ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. They've been caught sneaking, stalking, they've been caught in the act. They've been caught in the act. DRUG. Okay. And then we've got unrequited love, someone who was unrequited love, and a bank account getting shut down because it's not actually somebody's real bank account, it's through stolen identity. So the Tower card in reverse, it's getting drained. Five of Pentacles, they're going back into poverty. And then they're going to have to pay some sort of compensation because Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it was a bad investment, and they did try to end their victim. Like Nine of Wands in reverse, no one wants to end them, no one wants to defend them anymore, and they're going through an ultimate betrayal, alright. They just wanted to eat well. Eat well, live well, alright, get themselves some new suits, alright, look. Get themselves some new suits and boats, alright. They didn't care about how ruthless it was because there's child enders involved. And they've been going on spree endings, and they appear to have masculine or feminine stalks. So basically, these pure lunatics, they've been ending animals, they've been ending pets, okay? They've been going on some spree endings, and the money has just been spent on spree endings. Spree endings. Oh, spree endings. Just shocking. Just shocking. Painful readings, okay? 6 of Swords and the Lover's card. Some sort of illusion. 6 of Swords and some sort of Lover's card. Always like trying to check into love life, okay? Are they passionate? Are they lost all passion? Are they having someone come round? 2 of Swords. Anything you could do to help me block that, because I want to avoid judgment. Something to do with like foreign, ruthless foreigner who had some money transferred to their account to not defend somebody in the courtroom and try and create some sort of confusion or a diversion. Look, a solicitor or a lawyer, a foreign solicitor or foreign lawyer didn't want to defend because they wanted to get some new property or something. Or they wanted to come on in a car, alright, or ambulance or anything like that, okay, and get inside a masculine or feminine's property after running them through the mill, after causing drama, and try and bump them off in hospital for some sort of gifts, alright, but it's all been logged on their computer. They was working together. It's all been logged on their computers, alright, with this corrupt judge. Who they got unrequited love for because they, with the Baphomet and like card coming out in reverse, the one who they've been doing it to doesn't like to be controlled, and they're like, yeah, but I want to be able to control you with family, friend, exes, and if I want to, I love corruption. I love to try and cause isolation, and I love to take other people's generational wealth and deposit that into my bank account, because we've got Empress in reverse. They've got a shit mother. 3 of Cups, them and their friends. So there's a lot of people online who's got shit, poor excuses for mothers. Very poor excuses for mothers. Very poorly raised men and very poorly raised women. Okay. Someone could be involved in some sort of property development, and there's something surrounding piecing the puzzle together. 10 of Swords in reverse, now they want to end themselves, okay, because something to do with buying a property, a deposit, or paying a property off or a mortgage off, okay, and now they're stressed out and want to end themselves because they're losing everything. They just wanted to be seen as, I don't know, glamorous or something. Successful. Yeah. Glamorous and successful is what they wanted to be seen as. No way. Doing everything they could to control their victim and the narrative. So a shit mother figure wants to be running around all glamorous, successful, alright. They wanted to upgrade, they wanted to get a bigger property. So they've been doing everything to get his masculine or feminine in isolation, because they took some sort of wealth and they loved the thought of depositing money into their bank account, okay? So they're going to be checking online, and then the bank account, this shit mother, well, they're going to have it blocked, aren't they? 6 of Cups in reverse. It was very childish. They just didn't want someone else to be successful and someone else to eat well and their bank go up. So they was just being corrupt, okay, and wanted to isolate their victim, which is what narcissists and gang stalkers do. Isolate their victim, take everything, leave them with nothing, and then their pals and their lovers, they like seem to be moving forward, and they love to create illusions, alright, and gaining entry and exits of property, and they're roaming round in the new cars. And then we've got 10 of Cups in reverse. Very dysfunctional. 2 of Cups, very mad, angry, family, who's very childish and egotistical and needs to grow the hell on up. So, they're just childish, angry at somebody else for them having some money coming on in. So obviously all teamed up and grouped up because they're all mentally retarded, and a lot of people have been ended because of this. Here she is, here they are. You invest, alright, and we'll give you some coinage. Watch them online, alright. Argue with them, start an argument, bring about some stress. You can get on and order some stuff on Amazon or something like that. More corruption, more injustice. 10 of Pentacles, they invested. Taking the fruits of someone else's labour, old money, new money, and an insurance job. And this corrupt lawyer likes to isolate their victims because, well, it's just a dream of theirs, you know, because they just fantasise about playing games and blocking other people. Six of Cups in reverse, very childish, and they smile about it. And they like to stagnate people, getting justice as a form of control, like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. They could have had a baby with this stolen money. They could have been doing a baby shower or something. Someone in this connection could have just had a baby, done some sort of a baby shower, or they're spoiled little brats, basically. They're spoiled little brats, is what I'm getting. And shit parents, very shit, very shit. Shit cooks as well, a lot of them. A lot of them, they can't even cook, alright? They can't even cook. All they think about is how the next gonna F-U-C-K in a S-E-actual way, and how the next gonna F-U-C-K over, because they need the next meal ticket. Because they've done this to children before. Want to use and abuse you for fun. Because of weird scare tactics. They use children as a form of attack and willing to end a child's life to get at the victim, because, well, that's how they've been working. So they give the money to a lot of freaks who end child or children for the love of inheritance, for the love of money, for the love of some sort of clout. Ugh. And families join forces. Now they're all getting locked up in prison. And they will be on the news for what they did. Documents found. Now they're all attacking each other, blackmailing each other, and grassing. All grassing each other to get a lesser sentence. So some of them could have been picked up, some of them could have been locked up, you know, all grassing on each other, okay? Because they want a less time in prison for child ending, okay? And all this premeditated ending of somebody, systematic abuse, or for the love of money, but was never even theirs to take in the first place. And now obviously their business is going under investigation for their severe level of corruption and never bringing justice to anybody, because they're all about money under the table. And it's escalated because a lot of these people have gone on spree endings of child and children as well. So basically they've just handed money over to a set of serial killers. I don't care as long as I've got an SEX worker, you know, as long as I eat well. Disgusting law.